We spend our lives building a fortress called identity. We believe our political views, our love for our families, and our moral compass are the products of an intangible soul. But modern neurology is revealing a terrifying reality. The fortress is built on sand. When the biological foundation shifts, whether through a microscopic parasite or a rogue antibody, the soul we prize so much can be overwritten in a matter of days. This is the study of the mimics, diseases so sophisticated they don't just kill the patient, they replace them. In 1518, the streets of Strasbourg became a stage for the bizarre. Frau Trophia's six-day dance wasn't a celebration, it was a biological hostage situation. Within weeks, hundreds were dancing until their feet bled, some dying from strokes or exhaustion. For centuries, we called this Saint Vitus's dance, a spiritual curse. But modern investigators have a different theory. Some point to ergotism, a fungus that grows on damp rye. When consumed, it produces alkaloids similar to LSD, causing violent muscle spasms and vivid hallucinations. Imagine a town sharing a loaf of bread, and suddenly their collective reality shatters. If a simple fungus can drive an entire city to dance themselves to death, we must ask how much of our rational behavior is simply the result of uncontaminated chemistry. For decades, thousands of people were committed to asylums with sudden onset schizophrenia. They were the forgotten ones. Then came the case of Susannah Cahalan. A healthy 24-year-old journalist, Susannah suddenly transformed into a person she didn't recognize. She became paranoid, convinced her father was a kidnapper. She suffered seizures and catatonia. To every doctor she saw, she was a psychiatric textbook case. But a neurologist named Dr. Suhail Najjar did something different. He asked Susannah to draw a clock. She drew all the numbers 1 through 12 on the right side of the circle. This wasn't madness. It was Anti-NMDA Receptor Encephalitis. Her immune system was literally attacking the receptors in her brain that control memory and personality. Her possession was an autoimmune mistake. When treated with steroids instead of antipsychotics, the demon vanished and Susannah returned. But it leaves a haunting question. How many people currently in psychiatric wards are simply suffering from an undiagnosed mimic? While some mimics come from within, others are invited in. Toxoplasma Gondii is a parasite that can only reproduce in the gut of a cat. To get there, it infects mice. But it doesn't kill the mouse. Instead, it rewires the mouse's brain to lose its innate fear of cats. The mouse becomes bold, seeking out its predator, ensuring the parasite reaches its destination. Humans are a dead-end host for this parasite, yet a staggering 1/3 of the global population is infected. Peer-reviewed studies have linked latent toxo-infections to subtle behavioral shifts in humans, slower reaction times, increased risk-taking, and higher rates of neuroticism. It is a terrifying thought. A microscopic hitchhiker may be subtly nudging your decisions, making you slightly more impulsive, slightly less you. Perhaps the most cruel mimics are those that move slowly. Frontotemporal Dementia, FTD. Unlike Alzheimer's, which steals your where and when, FTD steals your who. The frontal lobes are the seat of our empathy, our social filters, and our personality. When they atrophy, a person may suddenly stop caring for their spouse, start stealing, or lose their sense of humor entirely. To the outside world, they look like they've turned mean. In reality, the pilot of the ship has been removed by biology. Even more aggressive is Creutzfeldt-Jakob Disease, CJD. Caused by prions, misfolded proteins, it eats holes in the brain like a sponge. In months, a brilliant professor can be reduced to a state of total cognitive collapse. These diseases mimic a psychological breakdown so perfectly that by the time the biology is discovered, the person is already gone. We define ourselves by our choices. We believe our character is our destiny. But the study of the mimicking diseases tells us that character is a luxury afforded to us by a healthy brain. We are a delicate symphony of neurons, microbes, and chemical signals. If one note goes out of tune, the entire song changes. Perhaps the goal of modern medicine isn't just to save the body, it's to guard the mind, to ensure that when we look in the mirror, the person looking back is still us.